really get to them.
Okay.
You gonna try it?
They have a pit. Oh, you got it.
How sour are they? Let me see that sour face.
That one was just a bit sweet, a bit sour. Dark red.
There are a lot of cherries on that tree.
Come over a dark red.
You guys think we can make some cherry jelly with those?
Yeah!
Yeah? You gonna pick?
I'm going for a dark red. Okay. I see one.
Okay, so this was a surprise and we really weren't that prepared, so you guys are just gonna have to use the Aldi sacks to store them in.
Yeah. 2 cherries. Oh, that dark red has
Found
everything.
some? Where at?
Ooh, I'm gonna try the sour one. It's yellow.
Oh, maybe it was just sitting there.
I'm gonna try a yellow one.
Okay, be careful on the ladder.
Oh no.
I had to spit that one out, huh?
That one was very
Couldn't swallow that one. We're gonna put them in jelly, which means we're gonna use a lot of sugar anyways, so go ahead and pick them. Just, hey Hunter, get down. One more step down.
I already have 2 cherries.
You need to be safe, and there are a lot of cherries you can reach on that one. You can reach a lot of those red cherries right there
On the ground.
without going too high.
I think it's fine.
Ooh, a dark red. I'm gonna try this one.
Okay,
Oh, you guys look at this one.
Oh, 3 and more.
just pick as many as you can.
Perfect.
Yep.
2 cherries.
Good job.
I have like
You are on your
Climbing down,
beware on
and
that
Richard
dog.
is climbing up.
That dog's a cherry thief.
Yep. Hey, let's stand just on this rung of the ladder. Don't go any higher because I don't want you to fall off. And now you can reach some cherries to pick. Man, this tree is just bearing fruit all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah. Those are pretty good, actually.
Yeah, lots of sour cherries.
I'm just taking them out of my bag and eat them.
You can't.
Why
We
not?
need some for our recipe.
I'll leave some.
These are so juicy. I literally have juice like just running down my wrist.
Wait, what is this gonna be on?
As I pick
You
them.
too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Look how much cherries I've got. They're sour cherries.
How many
Okay.
cups
Look how
of
much
cherries do you
cherries
think
I've
we're gonna
got.
get?
58. A lot. Ooh, cherries.
Let me shut it off there.
That looks weird.
You're gonna have to spread it open farther. There you go. Richard got most of them. We'll have to pick some up if they fall so they don't get wasted.
I see one there beyond.
Hold it wide open.
Sorry.
Did you just throw it at the camera, woman?
On accident.
Olive, come here. Get out of the mud.
Okay, who's gonna catch these? Hold them wide open so they'll fall inside. Okay, Richard, you ready to catch yours?
I got all of those.
You did. There are so many cherries on this tree. We might be here all day, boys. Well, how much cherry jelly do you want? You moved on me.
Not that much.
Yes, he did.
What I think is, I think that we're all.
There is literally so much juice dripping down my hands right now as I pick these. I'm not sure if I'm doing it the right way or not, but when I pick them, they're so plump and juicy that they're just sliding right off the pit. And so the pit is staying behind. But I think that's actually a good thing because it's gonna make it a lot easier whenever we go to turn them into cherry jam or cherry jelly. We won't have to put the pit out later. Okay, show me how many you have in your bags. All right, so that's not a whole lot, but for like 30 minutes worth of work, I think that's quite a bit, don't you? Get together next to each other. Okay, tell me about your cherry picking experience. What'd you think?
It's
fun.
pokey.
It's
pokey.
fun, it's pokey, it's also sometimes,
It's kind of fun.
sometimes,
You get juice all over your hands.
You
And
do?
they're sticky.
sometimes,
And if
if
you
you
eat them,
cook
they're
the wrong
sour.
way.
Hey, let's do one at a time, okay?
like, it's,
Richard's turn.
it's fun, but in the process it's also pokey. And whenever I was on the ladder, it started to,
this one was up.
When you're on the ladder,
Yeah.
you felt a little off balance?
Yeah.
I see.
It was like not fully on the ground. Like that one was like kind
Oh.
of up.
Hunter thinks he was really off balance. He's reenacting that for us. Okay, one last challenge before we leave. I want to see who can fit the most cherries in their mouth.
No, they're sour.
Who do you think can fit the most in? You don't have to eat them, just who can fit the most in. All right, let's see. I'm gonna count. See how many you can fit inside. Oh my goodness, how many was that? Did you fit them in? Okay, take them out and count now. How many was that? Count them.
One.
Shrug your shoulders. Oh, as
Two.
you put them back in the bag.
2.
Guess I'll have to wash those really well.
3.
When we boil them,
4.
it'll take out your germs.
5. 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 23.
23 in your mouth. Richard, you think you can beat that? Are you gonna try?
I could fit 40. It's not all going in, is it?
Okay, see how many it was. Count them. Let's put them out here on this ladder thing when you count yours.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10, 11, 12, 13.
14, 15, 16, 18.
18. Does that mean you're the champ for today?
I'll fit all of mine in there.
No, you won't.
No, you can't. You can't. That's impossible.
He
Well, unless you have a big, giant, humongous mouth.
does. Haven't you heard him talk? Brandy's gonna come running worried I hurt you or something now. All right, pack up your cherries and let's head out.
I put 23 in my mouth.
Good work today, boys. That's enough screaming.
I'm gonna scream.
Let's not. You guys hurt my ears.
I can scream louder than
You know how I got $80?
Always keep
Yeah.
something to clean hands with in the car. This is a perfect day for that. You guys want to get a wipe out and get the sticky off your hands?
I'm already buckled.
Look what it comes out of.
Yep.
That little cross.
Give it to Richard next. You clean your sticky hands?
My hands are gonna be beautiful,
Oh yeah? Are they sticky right now?
but they're still beautiful.
This is better than having to lick them off, right?
Yeah.
No, you'd rather lick your hands off?
Sour tastes good.
We wound up with quite a few cherries. I'm gonna guess about 8 cups, which should be enough to make our cherry jam or jelly. So all those cherries we picked today, we've had them soaking in some water and lemon juice to clean them off. You can see some film type stuff floating on top of the water now. They've been cleaned and we just need to go through and make sure that we don't have any pits, stems, or leaves inside of our cherries that we're going to use for our jelly. So Hunter, you want to show everybody how you would take the pits and the stems out of the cherries? You can put the cherries in the measuring cup so we know how many we have, and the stems and leaves inside of the foil pan. So before we get it too full, how many cups do you think we'll wind up with? My guess was about, I'll tell you mine.
99.
You think 99? That's a lot of cups. Look how many cups are on that measuring cup.
Okay, 4 cups.
4 cups. Do you think that it would fill that like 20 times? No. That pan isn't gonna fill that measuring cup 20 times.
Yep.
You're going with 99 for sure. For real. Okay, I think about 8 cups. We'll see who's closest. Who's winning this one?
You. Make sure you get these out.
The pits?
Yeah.
Yep. We don't want those in our jelly, do we?
Don't forget, they're sour cherries.
Okay. So yesterday I picked some mint out of my flower garden, and I'm thinking we might make a cherry mint jelly. I've had a cherry mint slush before that was really good, or smoothie.
Was it sour cherry?
I don't know. But remember, we're putting lots of sugar in our jelly, so it probably doesn't matter if they're sour. You want me to come help you? No? You gonna do it all yourself? Awesome. I like volunteers.
I just know you're gonna mess up.
I'm gonna mess up? How do you think I would mess up?
I'm having a hard time.
You are. So you think Mom would mess up, huh?
I'm used to picking cherries.
You are? You helped me pick quite a few off the tree today, huh?
More than quite a few.
Yeah.
A lot. All of them. All of them.
You're doing a great job there. Maybe. Thought I'd mess up. Well, while you're working on that, I'm going to go ahead and share our scripture that this makes me think. And in Galatians 5, verses 22 and 23, it says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering," which is like patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no law. So when we live by the Spirit of God, instead of just our flesh and what we want, but we're living for what God wants, we bear fruit in our lives, just like those cherries and how they're useful and good to eat and good for making other things. The fruit in our lives when we're living by what God wants will be things like love and joy and peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Those things help us have a happy life, don't they, Hunter?
Yeah.
What are you looking for right now? You don't need that. Just use your fingers, silly. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're very creative. What?
Thank you.
I was really close, wasn't I? We filled this up once and dumped it in there. And this is the second one. So we had about 7.5 cups of cherries. We have a few cherries in there. Why'd we put them in there, Hunter?
Oh, the cherries in there?
What'd they have in them?
Worms.
Worms. Yeah, what happens if we got some worms in our cherries? Get a little extra protein. We'll boil it down and never even know, right?
Yep.
Good work on, Hunter. What are you working on?
Creation.
Your creation. What does it do?
It makes this air transform into that a little. Okay, I'll take off the seat.
I guess I'm gonna help with this.
Okay, let's put that away and get started on our cherry jelly. So the next thing we need to do is we have all of these jelly jars, and those are going to need to be cleaned. So what part of them do you think you should clean first? What's the most important part to clean, Hunter? The inside or the outside of the cup?
Inside.
You were right. So Jesus said in Matthew 23, he was talking to the scribes and Pharisees, and he said, "Woe to you, for you cleanse the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are full of extortion and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisee, first cleanse the inside of the cup and dish, that the outside of them may be clean also. So he was pointing out that in our lives, if our lives are like these cups, and we're planning on filling them up with something, if it's dirty inside, then that's going to get whatever we put inside dirty, isn't it? And so in our lives, it's like our motives and our attitudes. How do we look at life? Are we full of joy and hope? Are we clean inside? Do our motives line up with God's will and God's word? Or are they dirty inside? We've got to clean our hearts instead of just trying to make things look good from the outside, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what you need to do is load those in the top rack of the dishwasher now. Go ahead and load those, and then you can come back for others.
Top rack?
Yeah, I think the top rack, they'll fit in there. We don't know exactly how many jars our jelly's gonna fill. So we're just gonna clean all of the jelly jars that we have.
They are already clean.
Well, they've been sitting on the shelf for a while, so we're gonna make sure they're good and sanitized before we try to put jelly in them.
I'm done.
Okay, hold up, leave that out because your brother's gonna put rings and lids for the jars. Count them for me so he knows how many he needs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20.
No, Hunter, you recounted them twice. He doesn't need 20. Count them each once.
Rings.
But he needs 1 ring per jar. So how many jars do we have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There, you got it. Okay, come load the rings and the lids inside. Okay, there's 2 pieces here. We've got a lid. It goes inside the utensil thing so it doesn't fly away. Put it in there. Okay, and then we've got the ring, and we'll just loop it over the cup holders there.
So we're gonna take some cherries, some sour cherries, and pour them in this, and we're gonna blend them up, and that's about it.
Okay.
G.O.A.D.S. I think the juice is gonna fill up before the cherries.
Wow, you didn't even spill any.
Max. No juice or anything.
Get the lid on good and tight.
One, two. It's hard to whenever it's in the pan.
This is your favorite part.
Yeah.
You really like to use that for making smoothies, don't you?
What?
You really like to use that for making smoothies, don't you? What kind of things do you put in your smoothies?
Disgusting things that make them good.
Okay, pour that in the pan.
And I also like, you see Daisy.
Did you just spill it on the floor?
One drop. Becky, do the second one?
Yep. Do some more. Ready, so.
Like and subscribe. Again, yes. One second, yeah, 1 second.
You're bouncing as much as the cherry juice. I think it's good. Put it in the pan.
That one came out perfect.
That's because you bounced. It helped it.
I shook the house.
Are you that big? Big enough to shake the house?
Mhm.
I bet you got one more. How's it taste? Sour? Do you think you'll like jelly that sour, or are we gonna sweeten it up?
You have to sweeten it up.
We have the cherries blended up, and now it is time to boil them. So we're gonna use this stuff called Sure Gel, and there's a packet of what's called fruit pectin that will help thicken up the cherries. And also in the package is a set of instructions, and it tells you what you're supposed to add, like what ingredients you're supposed to add depending on which type of fruit you're using. So Hunter, can you find where our cherries are on there? Down lower with the fruit.
Cherries?
Yep, see where it says
Right
cherries. Yep, and
Sour
it does call for
cherries.
sour cherries, so we've got the right type of cherries. And then over under the ingredients list, it says 4 cups. And how much sugar? 4 cups of cherries, which we had 8, right? Okay, so if it says 4 3/4 cups sugar, then we need to double that. So what's 4 times 2? Or 4 plus 4.
2. 4 plus 4?
4 plus 4 and 4 times 2 are the same thing.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8, yep. And then we've got 3/4. So 2 of those would be 1.5, right?
Yes.
So what's 8 plus 1.5?
8 plus 1.5.
One more.
9.5.
9.5, there you go. Why do you have earbuds in there? Earplugs in there?
What?
Why do you have earplugs in there?
What?
Why do you have earplugs in your ears? Okay, so we need to look at our instructions. We already have our fruit inside the saucepan. Number 2 says to put the sugar into a separate bowl because we're going to wait for that for later. How many cups did you need of it?
4.
No. Remember, we had double the recipe because we had 8 cups of cherries.
9.5.
9.5. Okay. It says we can put a teaspoon of butter inside. So do you want to get a teaspoon out and put a teaspoon of butter
Teaspoon.
in with the fruit? And that will help it not have as many bubbles on top whenever we put it in our jars.
Not teaspoon.
Here, just use a spoonful of one of those spoons. That'll be fine.
There?
Not sugar, butter. You need to take those earplugs out so you can have better listening ears. No. We don't need it heaping. Put at least half of that back. Just one small scoop. Okay. That's still probably more than we need, but go ahead and put it in the pan. And turn the pan on, or the stove on.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Probably to like 6 or 7. We want it kind of high because we have to bring it to a roiling boil.
8.
Rolling boil. Okay. So next it says to add the fruit pectin in there. Go ahead and put this in and then start stirring.
I licked off of that.
Okay.
I like it.
We're actually gonna need a second package of that because remember we're doubling our recipe since we had 2 things of fruit.
To add time. Okay. Good time. 3, 2, 1.
You know, when this jelly is done, it will taste really good on top of my sourdough bread.
No.
Yes.
It's terrible.
I like my sourdough
I
bread.
don't.
Maybe we'll do a video where we show people how to make sourdough bread one day. We just won't make you taste test it.
Oh yeah, we'll make Wyatt taste test it. He likes it.
It makes excellent toast. Ah, you're getting it everywhere. Just remember, whatever mess you make, you have to clean up. Okay, we need a spoon to stir that up. Sure. Oh, that's one that came from Japan.
Yes. It came
Okay,
from
start
Japan.
stirring.
This
Start
one's
stirring.
mine. From Japan.
Mm-hmm. Mix it up real good so we don't have any chunks.
Stir it up, stir it up. Stir it up, stir it up.
We decided to use a whisk to make sure that the
Yes.
pectin got mixed in really well. And now we need to bring this to a full boil.
want
So it
to
is 10:09 and we'll come back when it's boiling and we'll see how long it takes it. Okay, you can see steam coming off and you can see it starting to bubble up a little bit in places. It's only 10:13, so we've been waiting for about 4 minutes. But I think it's time to stir it. So Hunter, you want to go ahead and stir real quick? That way we'll just keep it even and consistent on the heat in the mixture. Okay, it is 10:18 and I think we have reached a full rolling boil. What that means is that it continues to boil even when we stir it. You can't see it real well because of all the steam coming up, but it is definitely boiling. And, oh, Hunter, he's trying to smell the steam. How's it smell? Like cherries?
Normal cherry.
It definitely smells like cherries. It smells delicious. Okay, Hunter, go ahead and pour in that sugar. Yep.
Is this 1 cup? This whole thing?
Yep.
One perfectly good
Careful,
cup.
you're gonna pour it slowly so it doesn't splash back up on us. Okay, good job. 1.
One perfectly good cup.
3.
I think that's a little splashing on me.
Was that 3?
No, those 2. I gotta get to 4. Can't mess up. Hot.
3. Buddy.
4.
4.
Now, me go watch.
Okay, no. Remember, we doubled it.
9.5.
9.5. Yep.
That's the half.
Pour it in.
The top is the half. That would be
That's a little over 5. Keep going.
5.5. This would be 6.5. This would be 7.5. This would be
That was clumping up on me.
9. And this would be a half.
Okay. I
It
hope
was
you
a-
counted right because I was watching the clumps and I lost track. And we got to get exactly the right amount of sugar or it won't set up right. So,
Good.
okay. So that is not boiling as fast anymore. I'm going to have you take over it. Come on. Okay. See how it's getting more red, a deeper cherry color there?
Yeah.
And you're going to stir it until it starts boiling again, another rolling boil.
Okay.
While you're working on that, I am going to get the jars out because as soon as it's done boiling, we need to pour it in the jars.
And then put it in the freezer?
Nope,
Or
we
the
don't have to
fridge?
freeze it. We don't have to freeze it.
Yeah.
We didn't do that type of recipe. This boiling again. It's at a rolling boil. Hunter, I'm going to have you put the lids on
Okay.
after I pour, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to pour this because it could be pretty dangerous. Kids, if you were trying this at home, make sure you have an adult do this part. As hot as it is. I put my jelly jars inside of a foil pan so that if I do spill any, it'll catch it in that. Okay.
This first job.
Hunter, you're absolutely sure you got 9 cups, 9.5 cups of sugar?
Okay,
here we go.
How is it all orange?
It is. It does look orange, doesn't it? Okay, back up. Well, let me pour first, and then.
Let me get the lids on while you're doing that.
I'm gonna leave a little bit of space at the top. Ooh, Hunter, can you turn the oven off or the stove off? It's about to burn my arm.
Yeah, I will.
Just the heat coming up from the stove. Okay, Miss Addie, don't touch this because I don't want you burned, okay?
Okay.
Wow, I think we may have gotten just about the right amount of jars.
So, don't judge me if I'm a little late.
Yes, just right. Wow, guys, that's gonna make a lot of cherry jelly. You know, the only thing that it took us a little bit of time, right?
Yeah.
To pick the cherries.
Last one.
And we already had the jelly jars, so that didn't cost anything.
Okay.
So what we do next? Yep.
All
Put a
right.
lid on.
Without touching the glass.
That's why I have this towel here. You can use that to hold the jar so you can twist the lid tight. As tight as you can get it.
Okay. I'm gonna put it right here.
Okay. There's another one.
Okay. So.
We had to buy the sugar, but sugar's not very expensive. We had to buy the fruit pectin. I think you can get a few boxes of that for around $5. So we probably don't have more than $6 or so in this. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 jars of cherry jelly. Score?
Yeah.
Give me 5. Good help.
Perfect one.
This is sticky. I just got it on my fingers. I think it's gonna set up. I was wanting to set up even on my hand. Okay, so guys, we need to let this set for a little bit, cool down, and then we will taste test it. So what do you say we'll set these on the stove since they're hot. I don't want to leave them on my counter. Set them on the stove. And
Yeah, after we do that, are you going to
hey, while we wait, what do you guys say we go jump on the trampoline? You want to do that? Whoa, you almost landed it. We came back inside just in time to hear some of these cans start popping. That's a very satisfying sound. It basically just means that the seal has sealed on the can. Whenever that happens, you can maybe see it's very flat. It kind of sucks down that lid. Versus like one that has not popped yet. You can kind of see it's bubbled up. In fact, that's what it sounds like. If I push it down, it'll see. All right, next thing I need to do is write the type of gel on top of the lids and date it so we know what we have and how old it is. So Miss Addie, do you want to be my taste tester? Yeah, Hunter doesn't like sourdough bread, so we'll see what you think about it.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna put some butter on our toast here. Because I like butter on mine. Do you like butter?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
I love
And then we're going to try some of our cherry jelly we just made. Jam, actually. It was the jam recipe I used. Okay, yes, that's looking like it's set up really good. It's going to be easy to smear on there. Okay, this piece is yours. You want to hold it? Okay, this piece is mine. We're gonna take a bite together. First bite, on marks, get set, go. That turned out good, didn't it? I love it. It's great.
If you like the activities we'll be trying, don't forget to subscribe to our GOADS channel so you don't miss a single one.
And as a thank you to everyone who helped this time, to Mrs. Pierce for the cherries and Richard and Addie for helping out as we made our cherry jam. We'll be bringing you one. We've got plenty to share.